All right, guys. So listen to what this man said about Nnamdi Kanu, right? So it is one of Nnamdi Kanu's DSS prison mates. Let me just use that word. And if you listen to him, you'll find out that no, Nnamdi Kanu left from being the leaders of the Igbos and is also becoming the leaders of part of the Hausas. Because he made mention of something here. He said that almost everyone, both the DSS, what do I call, both the DSS officers and even those of them in DSS facility, DSS custodies, that almost everyone is already submitting to Nnamdi Kalu's way of leadership. You will get a better understanding on this, but I want you to understand something. He said, apart from Nnamdi Kalu being the leaders of the Ndibo, that he also, even right there in the prison where he is, that is now beginning to command authority. Someone who is in prison, people are now seeing him as the leader of everyone in that particular facility. And then they are also submitting to him. He said that the way the DSS, even themselves, the way they serve Nnamdi Kanu shows that Nnamdi Kanu has something to do with leadership. And he made an exposition of a lot of things over here. And he also said that if Tinubu does not take time, comes 2027 election, that he might not win southeastern election. As a matter of fact, that he might not get election from these guys. All right. So, but then that's also a warning, and that's also an advice to the president of Nigeria. All right. And he also admonished that if the president can do something now, all right, to bring Nnamdi Kanu out of the DSS. As a matter of fact, even the DSS mates, everyone over there knows already that Nnamdi Kanu is going through what he doesn't know about, what he's not involved in. As a result, because he's only agitating that his people should be released for them to go out, or maybe that they should be given the exit out of Nigeria. So these are the reasons why they're actually holding him and nothing else. But if there's any other secret reasons of which they are still holding him there that none of them knows, all right, he was shocked that he said immediately he met Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS facility. All right, Nnamdi Kanu called his name. He was shocked. And Nnamdi Kanu told him exactly what brought him to the prison, or what brought him to the DSS custody. I want you guys to pay attention to listen to everything said in this particular video. All right, and just in case you're first time meeting us, please don't forget to hit on the subscription button right there and then turn on the post notification bell for more updates from this channel. Now take a look.
Nnamdi Kanu, are you foreseeing probably tension in the southeast?
Not just tension, there might not be election in the southeast, and by extension in Nigeria. So that's why.
Why do you think so?
Because people will be disappointed, and when people are fed up, they no longer fear anything again. The worst will be death, and when people no longer fear death, they have reached a limit where they become dangerous human beings, and that is where this judiciary is pushing us to, and that's the reason why the Mr. President needs to halt this, so that we don't get to that level.
Today we have in our midst Comrade Atiku Issa, who is the president of National Association of Nigerian Students. Comrade, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you around.
Thank you for having me.
But again, Comrade, are you the president or factional president? Which one are you? Because some other person is also claiming to be announced president.
I think that has been laid to rest by the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa. A letter was written to me and I was addressed as the non-president. I can show you. This is the letter. I was addressed as non-president by the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and I was invited on the instruction, on the directive of President Tinubu, through the Chief of Staff, Bajabi Amila. The President and Commander-in-Chief asked me as the National President of NANS to meet with the Honorable Minister of Education. So that has been laid to rest. I don't want us to go back to what happened and the person that is claiming. He can continue to claim, but who is in control of the entire Nigerian students? I am the one who is in control. I am in charge of all the affairs, and the President, of course, he is privileged to information more than all of us as the president of Nigeria. And he has addressed me as the NANS president. The Honorable Minister of Education addressed me as the NANS president. So what else? And Nigerian students see me as their president. So I don't want to go into that at all.
All right. In the course of all this struggle, you ended up in detention. What was the experience like? And would you also like to go back to that kind of environment again?
Well, it was a wonderful experience because it afforded me the opportunity of meeting somebody that is dear to my heart now. That's Nnamdi Kanu.
Really?
I was detained, and the first day I was brought out, I saw him. I was shocked. So I now went close to him. I said, I am Comrade Atiku Isa. I wanted to introduce myself. I said, no, I know you. So I started telling me about what happened. So I became shocked. Then he told me that be strong. That was how I continued discussion with him for about 2 months. So Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know very well, because if you stay with somebody on a daily basis and you are discussing with the person on a daily basis for about 2 months, because in detention, you don't have anything to do. You only sit down at a particular spot. And you are with this person on a daily basis. And you are always discussing. So you should know the kind of person that he is. And let me tell you that people don't know that it was prior to my meeting with Nnamdi Kanu, I had thought that he was a wicked man who want to divide the country, because I am a patriotic Nigerian and I don't want anything that will bring confusion in this country. So that was the mindset I had. But after meeting him, in the detention, I realized that the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Kanuris there are all loyal to him. You'll be shocked that he has more supporters in the DSS facility than he has outside. Because if anywhere you live and you have more than 95% of the people who are supporting you. Before I met him, a Fulani guy told me, because he said, oh, if you see Nnamdi Kanu, he will like you because you can speak English. The guy does not understand English. We're always communicating in Hausa language and in Arabic language. So he said, he will like you because you can speak English, and he's a good man. If you have any problem, tell him. He will help you. So that is how they see Nnamdi Kanu. Or everybody in that detention facility, they see him as their leader. So it's not about a leader agitating for the Igbo cause. He's a leader agitating for Nigerians, for the betterment of Nigerians. So that is the person Nnamdi Kanu is. So I have discussed with him severally. On a daily basis, he will tell me, Atiku will be strong. And along the line, now told me that, okay, I want you to play along so that they release you from here. I don't want you to continue to stay in detention. That was when I said, I'm ready to remain in detention. I said, no, this place is not good for you. Play along. Do whatever they want you to do. Get away from here and go and meet your family. I said, you are here. Say, don't worry. You go out. I don't want to see young men like you to be in detention. So that is the person we are talking about, that Nnamdi Kanu is. A very passionate leader with compassion, and he has the interest of especially the masses at heart. And I think the problem he has, which is not a problem, is that he's too courageous and fearless. And that is why, to me, he is still in detention. Courageous and fearless.
All right, let's look at the issue of the government and Nnamdi Kanu. Some persons say that the government is using Nnamdi Kanu as a scapegoat to avoid addressing legitimate grievances. They argue that Showere, Iboho, the chairman of Meiti, Allah, all of them had issues at one time or the other. But government discontinued with that case and wondered, why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different?
Yes, I agree with those who say that. And but I also want to say that this did not start with the administration of President Tinubu. He was arrested during the last administration, and because they don't want to address the real issues. This thing is very simple. Why?
What do you think are the real issues?
The real issues are the insecurity, marginalization, and inequality in the country. These are basically the real issues. Address these issues. On this, because I believe that President Tinubu is a listening president. Yes, and just like I said about Nnamdi Kanu being fearless and courageous, which has put him in detention. One of the things that, though is not something that should be seen as a weakness, which the President Tinubu has, is that he's too loyal to his friends. And he always stands by his friends. So he will not want to do anything that will embarrass his predecessor. So for that reason, he's taking his time. But on this, I really want to appeal to the President and Commander-in-Chief that if the likes of Igboho, their cases will be discontinued. The chairman of Mieti Allah, their cases, Mieti Allah was arrested and detained in the same facility where Nnamdi Kanu was detained. I was there, so I know all of these things. For security reasons, I won't mention the places. I know they are very, if you close my eyes, I can take you to the detention facility where Nnamdi Kanu is currently and where Mieti Allah chairman was before he was released. Don't forget, he was arrested. His boys were alleged to have stabbed a general. You see, his boys were alleged to have killed soldiers. I know all lives are equal, but the life of a military man should be seen as being special because they protect the lives of the of others. If any group that will attack military men, those groups should not be seen, should be seen as being extremely violent, and they should be condemned in totality. The military men deserve respect and honor because they are putting their lives to protect us. So now, this same man, his case was discontinued. A Fulani man, his case was discontinued. Yes, he's my brother. I'm happy the case was discontinued, but I'm not happy that military men were attacked. Now, Igboho, who was agitating his agitation was very violent. So many lives were lost. Security personnel were attacked. Yet his case was discontinued because he's a Yoruba man. I did not meet Igboho and I did not meet the chairman of Mieti Allah, but I heard a lot of things about them. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, all the things, he has been in detention. If the last one and the one that he's still in detention started in 2021, for all of these years, if they have anything against him, why have they not brought it out? There's nothing against him, unlike these two people that their cases were discontinued. The President and Commander-in-Chief has the power by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He can direct the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue with this case in the interest of national healing and unity of the country. The last time, he should know that these two men I mentioned do not have the kind of support that Nnamdi Kanu has. Okay, I am in order now. As at this moment, I am still owing as a result of the mobilization I did for people to come to Abuja to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We knew that they were going to attack us. We were tear-gassed, we still protested. We were ready to lay down our lives for Nnamdi Kanu because we believe that he has our interest at heart. So a man that has such support, I'm not talking about, let me tell you this, that in the entire of the Southeast, all the governors combined together do not have the kind of support that Nnamdi Kanu has. All the governors combined together. And like I told you earlier, which is one of the things people see as the weakness of President Tinubu. And to me, it's not a weakness. Just like Nnamdi Kanu's fearlessness and courage is not a weakness. The president is always standing by his friends. His friends in the Southeast know that once Mazi is released, they will not be able to rig, name, and retain their offices. So they are the one running up and down to plead with Mr. President to continue with this case. Mr. President is a comrade. He has been in struggle for a long time. So there's no way he will allow Nnamdi Kanu to continue to be in detention. He would have since ended this shenanigan called trial, which has lasted for 4 years and nothing has come out of it. But because of these governors and some leaders, when we wanted to do the protest, I reached out to some senators from the Southeast, some leaders from the Southeast. Their responses made it clear to me that they were the ones behind the persecution of Nnamdi Kanu, because these people cannot win election. So on this, I want Mr. President to know, I, as the national president of NANS, I have taken steps, and I really want to be involved in this completely. One, I went to Kano, because there's one of the most vocal minds in terms of grassroots politics in Kano, Honorable Ilyasu Musa Konkoso, who was commissioner during the first time governorship position of Rabi Musa Konkoso. He was also commissioner when Mala Ibrahim Shekaro was governor. He was also commissioner when Ganduje was governor. He has been commissioner since the inception of this republic. Only in this, that is with President Tinubu, that is not a commissioner. I went to him, I told him that, you see, because he had called me before that the youth listening to you, especially in the northern part of the country, I want you to work for President Tinubu. So last week I went to him, I said, yes, I'm ready to work for President Tinubu on one condition. You are close to Ganduje, and you are close to the presidency. You are close to the National Security Advisor. Meet them. Let them discontinue with the case of Nnamdi Kanu in the interest of national healing, so that at least when whatever position we take, people will not see us as being tribalistic, sentimental. Let them discontinue. If Igboho's case will be discontinued, our brother, the chairman of Mieti Allah's case will be discontinued. Let the case of Nnamdi Kanu be discontinued, and then I can assure you that I will move around the entire north to campaign for President Tinubu. I will do that. I told him that. I went to Kano, I met with him, that this is the only reason. This I will do. I will also appeal to him that there's no need for agitation. The president, discuss with Mr. President all your grievances, so that these things can be settled amicably, so that the security of lives and properties in the Southeast and the entire country will be guaranteed. This is what we want. We have, you see, this diversity is good for us. As a northerner, why do I like the Igbo people? Most of them are resilient and they are courageous. That does not mean you don't have cowards among them. When you say a particular tribe has this character, what it means is that more than 70% of them, they have that character. But you can still have some persons again who do not have such characters. So now this is a region that more than 70% of them are resilient. They are very hardworking. They are courageous. And they love their leader. We in the north, we also love him. Mr. President, I appeal to you, in the interest of national healing, I appeal to you, please, let this case be discontinued so that we can have peace in the Southeast, so that we can have peace in the entire country. And it will be to your credit that during your tenure, the Southeast was stabilized. It is far better. And the votes you are looking for, you will get it easily without spending money. Because in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, he does not need to give people money. After he's in detention, look at what we are going through because of him. Because we believe in him. So that's the appeal to Mr. President. And the president, let me say this, he's a listening president. You'll be shocked that before 20 this case will be continued. Because I wrote a letter to President Tinubu, less than a month, he replied. I was shocked. How is this possible? That is the president of over 200 million people. How is it? I have written letters to governors. For more than 2-3 months, they have not replied. And you, as the president of the entire country, you are replying in less than a month. How do you do this? So that's why I'm using this medium to appeal to President Tinubu. There's no need for this case to continue like this again. Let it come to an end. Political settlement is the best way so that we can have peace in the country.
What do you say to those who argue that Kanu detention is illegal under international law? Some others say that he's a terrorist and all kinds of allegations. What is the truth? Given the little you know about him, your interaction with him in the last 2 months while in detention, what do you think?
I think by my little exposure and my stay in the north and in some other parts of the country where I have had cause to listen to persons who have directly or indirectly met with terrorists, I should know one when I see a terrorist. A terrorist will not be talking about peace. I was shocked when I met with Nnamdi Kanu. He was always emphasizing about peace and justice. So a terrorist will not want people to live peacefully. A terrorist, you see, there are some things I don't want to reveal because of the security implication. But because there are some persons in detention that anytime they have opportunity, because not all the time they bring you out, when they have opportunity to see Nnamdi Kanu, the Fulani girl that the first time I met her in that detention was when I saw her with Nnamdi Kanu. She had gone there to complain, to ask for favor. So I was shocked, why is this? Yeah, because they don't usually allow that. That's one good thing about the DSS facility. They don't allow that at all. But the girl was to be taken out for medication. So she saw Nnamdi Kanu and quickly started talking to her because she doesn't speak English fluently, and there was a gap in communication. So I had to come in. I realized that she has more confidence in Nnamdi Kanu than even her own father, by the way she was talking. Mazi was consoling her that do this. She said she was even complaining that she has stayed here for a long time. She doesn't want. She was talking about even committing suicide. Mazi was consoling her and telling her what to do. That's the kind of, if a terrorist will not bring, I'm talking about a Fulani lady, and they are virtually all tribes you find there. Everybody in the detention facility rallies around Nnamdi Kanu. And the way he was always speaking to me, a terrorist will not be talking like that. And, okay, another thing again. On a Salah day, that Salah I spent in detention, the big Salah, I, as a Muslim, I felt irritated. But even Mazi, he doesn't, he tolerates all of these things. Because on that Salah day, during the celebration, the Muslims usually shout, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. But they were shouting. So I was calling, you see, this detention facility, they are Muslims, they are Christians, they are others. Aside that, you don't have, it's not, even if all of us are Muslim, you don't have to shout and disturb others. At this particular time, some persons want to sleep. Some person wants to just sit down quietly. You cannot be shouting like this. But throughout, for the 3 days that happened during in the detention facility, he will not complain. Instead, those who want to come, because when people have problem, they run to him, not even to DSS officers who are supposed to take care of us. He will tell them, no, it's just for a short period of time. Just be patient. When you live with people, you have to tolerate them. I was angry. But he was calming others down, because I was also telling those that were, I said, no, you don't have the right to shout. We are all here. Even if all of us are even Muslims, you don't shout. Some persons will want to sleep. But because I lead prayers in the detention facility also, but some persons, most problems that we have in this country is as a result of ignorance. But they couldn't challenge me because they know that I am a Muslim, and I also one of their leaders, even in the detention facility, because I lead prayers. It was when I came that we started even doing the Friday Juma prayers. But I told them that if you want to worship God, you don't have to disturb another person. That any act of worship where another person will feel injured or another person's peace will be taken away, that is not an act of worship that will be rewarded. Now, we don't have to raise our voices. In short, even when I do recitation, I bring my voice down so that it doesn't disturb others. And so I was always telling that this is how a religion should be practiced. It should not be a source of problem to people. But Mazi was not complaining. I believe in him 100%, more than I believe in my state governor, more than I believe in virtually all Nigerian leaders. And that's why I am out. That's why I have been going through all of this, and that's why I'm appealing. You see, of course, I don't have access to him now, but I can tell you that because I know the kind of person that he is, Mazi, as a courageous man, he listens to his followers. He knows I love him and I know he loves me. So for that reason, once he's released, I'll go and appeal to him. That the same way you told me to play along, I played and I have been released. When I was released, I went on air to appeal to Mr. President for your case to be discontinued. I know you are a strong man, but because of those of us who love you and we want to see you outside, please stop so and so, discuss with Mr. President, and see how this thing can be resolved amicably. I am very sure Mazi will listen to me because he is a listening person. We argue with him on certain things, and he's very vast. So that is the reason why I am coming out now to make this appeal and to tell Nigerians that, and all those listening to us, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's not a criminal. His only problem is that he's fearless and courageous. He hates injustice. He used to tell me, he will speak in Igbo and translate to me. He will say this is a proverb in Igbo language. That I remember a particular one that he told me, that in their place, when a child is beaten by his parents, is being beaten by his parents, and the child runs to an elder, yes, that elder now will now serve as a shield, so that the parents will not continue to beat again. And also that if anybody is being molested, it is the responsibility of others to come out and stand for the person who is being molested, so that you don't keep quiet when a particular person is being humiliated. That he will speak in, he said that this is a proverb in Igbo language, and then he will translate that this is, so there are so many things he told me, so that these things are not allowed. These things, these are the things that are not good, and society must condemn acts of injustice. And that's why, and he demonstrated that, and he's still demonstrating that in the detention facility where he is. As I speak to you, if not because of the professionalism of the DSS officers who are close to him, I can tell you that all of them, if you ask them, those that are close to him, that work close to him, all of them, no exception, will say that they should release him. All of them, they like him. The way they interact with him, you see that they like him. Everybody that detention facility, they will want him to go, but they will miss him. All. You have virtually all tribes in that detention facility, but all will want him to go. All are saying he's a good man. Those who don't know him, are they now saying that all the people who are with him don't have their reasoning and their thinking is bad? Everybody in that detention facility, I let the DSS conduct a survey. Everybody will say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. The Igbos will say the same. Yorubas will say the same thing. The Fulanis will say the same thing. The Hausas will say the same thing. I met him just for how many days? See how I am passionate about him now. I'm among those who are his members already. Anywhere he goes, that is where I go, because I know he's a good leader. You see, you will always want to be by somebody who will not betray you. Somebody that you know that will always stand for you. One of the things my family members told me that you should be happy that you were detained, because at least you have got to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that because when I went back home, I told them that I had a wonderful discussion with Mazi. I said, that means this is a blessing now. If you were able to, now are you sure? Say, I'm sure that somebody that I know very well, that I told them the story about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why when I was going to protest during the last protest, and because a lot of my family members entertained fears that it was going to be that the security will clamp down on us, but I said no. If you cannot betray somebody who stood by you, who is a good person, we just pray for you. Whatever happens, go. Not because of what I told them about him. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and based on he was kidnapped from Kenya. Also, I think he was kidnapped. Why should you kidnap somebody and bring the person to Nigeria to come and try? And even in Nigeria, I think there was a judgment that was given that he should be released and a compensation paid. Why was that judgment not carried out? So this thing has nothing to do with law. It is pure political witch hunt
And that's why we want Mr. President to just end this.